Okay, we're back. We're live. It's 4 o'clock rock here in our favorite flagship show of the week, Hawaii, the state of clean energy. And we have a series going on this month, and it's all about energy efficiency with Hawaii Energy and all the other ways you can be efficient in every way possible, because that saves money. In other words, what I mean, if you hadn't gotten the message already, is if you don't use energy, you're saving energy. And if you're saving energy, you don't have to buy energy. What a swell deal. It's the best thing of all. Okay, and with us for the Negawatt moment is Kate Aurilio. She's from Hawaii Energy, and she wants to tell you about a special incentive they have organized for discussion right here today on April 13th.
April 13th, that's today. Yes, hi Jay, thanks for having me on the show.
Welcome to the show, Kate.
My name is Kate Aurilio, and I'm with the Hawaii Energy Program. We are the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Program for Maui, Hawaii, and Honolulu counties. And I'm here today to tell you about a special offer today for electric ratepayers in the counties. And we have two special offers. One is available to all ratepayers. It's a water and energy savings kit, and it contains various measures for your home to help you reduce both water consumption and energy. And as you know, when you consume hot water, you're not only consuming water, but you're consuming energy, so you get a double whammy there.
Yeah, right. It's really expensive stuff, environmentally speaking.
Yes.
Hot water. Watch
Yes.
out for hot water.
So that kit contains a couple LED light bulbs, which are very efficient, and low-flow shower head and faucet aerators, as well as a couple devices to reduce water consumption at the toilet.
Okay, but you make a distinction here in this graphic between electric vehicle owners and homes without electric
Yes.
vehicles. What's the distinction? What's the difference in the products you are describing there?
Well, we have a special offer specifically for EV owners. That's both new and current existing EV owners. And that kit has a few extra devices in it to save you energy at your home. Mainly it is the smart power strip, advanced power strip.
Ah. Okay, so that's the difference. Viva la
Yes.
difference, yeah. But I could use, even if I had an electric vehicle, I could use the other kit too.
Yes.
It's just this is the refinement of the benefit, that's all.
Yes.
Yeah. What does this cost, this kit?
Well, it's retail value at $42
Yeah.
for the water and energy kit.
For me,
and
special. You know,
Of course.
Old age discount, how's that? What?
$64 retail value for the EV kit.
Okay.
Yep, but it could save you, and if you use all the components according to standard usage, it could save you over $100 a year on your electric bill, and that's not even counting savings on your water bill.
Great. Where do I get them now?
Oh, go to our website. Yes, it's a free kit, and it's available at our website.
It's free?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, www.hawaiienergy.com.
Okay.
/kits.
Kits. K-I-T-S.
Yes.
Okay, all right, good. Well, everybody should do that. I mean, first, it's a benefit, and secondly, it's a double benefit.
Yes.
And thirdly, it's an environmental benefit.
And it's free.
All right.
So why not?
Okay. What else you got? That's it?
That's all.
All right. So how long is this going to be available? Do I have only, 48 hours or what?
No. While supplies last until mid-May.
Okay.
Yeah, we may run out, but hopefully we'll have enough to.
Well, that's great. This is a great thing. And, in mid-May, would you come back and give us another incentive to be energy efficient and save money and save against fossil fuel and save the environment?
Yep, we'll come up with something new just for you.
Okay. I know you guys work at 2 o'clock in the morning coming up with these creative innovations, yeah? So we'll keep working.
Thank you.
That's Kate Aurilio from Hawaii Energy. Wow. Thank you so much, Kate. We're going to take a short break. We're going to rotate our guests out. We're going to get into a serious discussion about energy efficiency, Hawaii Energy, talk about big data, also talk about codes and standards. You'll see. We'll be right back.
Aloha, my name is Richard Emery, and I host Condo Insider. We talk about issues facing the condo association throughout Hawaii and talk about solutions. When you think about it, about 1/3 of our population lives in some form of common interest real estate. We broadcast every Thursday at 3 p.m. Please tune in and thank you. Aloha.
Aloha, this is Maria Mera, and I'm here to invite you to my bilingual show, Viva Hawaii on Think Tech Hawaii, every other Monday at 3 p.m. We're here to inform, motivate, and entertain you. Join us. Hola, soy María Mera y estoy aquí para invitaros a mi show bilingüe Viva Hawaii en Think Tech Hawaii cada 2 lunes a las 3 de la tarde. Estamos aquí para informaros, motivaros y entreteneros. Apuntaros.
Aloha, my name is Kirsten Baumgart Turner, and I'm the host of Sustainable Hawaii at thinktechhawaii.com. We air live on the internet and also on Oceanic Channel 16. I'd invite you to come for a fresh new show every Tuesday from 12 to 1 o'clock. I try to bring on guests that give us a different viewpoint on aspects of sustainability in Hawaii, as well as trying to unpack some of the difficult concepts of measuring and achieving sustainability, particularly with regard to sustainable economic growth and prosperity in Hawaii. Please join us every Tuesday from 12 to 1 p.m. Mahalo, aloha.
Aloha, this is Reg Baker. I'm the host of Business in Hawaii. We air every Thursday at 2 o'clock on thinktechhawaii.com. We broadcast from the ThinkTech studios in downtown Honolulu, and we talk about positive and successful companies in Hawaii. People that have been successful despite the obstacles. They all have a good story to tell. Hopefully we'll see you on Thursday at 2 o'clock. Aloha.
Hi, I'm Donna Blanchard. My show on ThinkTech is Center Stage. I interview artists of all different ilk on the show, and we talk about what they do and how they do it. Those are both really fascinating. What I find most fascinating about all of my interviews is talking to people about why they do what they do, what the process does for us, what the actual artistic process is. I hear all the time from people that they watch the show and they feel inspired. My guests tell me a lot that they feel inspired to go home and create something new and exercise, flex that artistic muscle. And I hope you will too. I hope you'll join us on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock on the Think Tech Hawaii digital series.
You're watching Think Tech Hawaii, Hawaii's leading digital media platform for civic engagement, raising public awareness on tech, energy, diversification, and globalism. Great content for Hawaii from Think Tech.
Aloha, my name is Justine Espiritu, and I am the co-host of Hawaii Farmers Series. This is my co-host, Matthew Johnson, and we are live with you every Thursday at 4 p.m. at thinktechhawaii.com. And our show focuses on Hawaii's local food community. We feature not only the farmers that are producing our food, but we also feature the supporters and other folks involved in the community that are trying to promote local agriculture.
Aloha, welcome to Think Tech Hawaii. My name is Josh Green. I'm the host of a program called Healthcare in Hawaii. I'm a physician. I work in the emergency department on the Big Island. I also serve in the state senate, which, please don't hold that against me, doesn't detract from my television program. We speak about all the big healthcare issues in the state. We get together on Tuesdays from 2 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we try to talk about the most important issues in healthcare. This is a terrific venue for people to learn about healthcare. There are many programs on this station. We broadcast it later, not just on the internet, but also on OC16. Thanks for joining us. Please be informed healthcare consumers.
Aloha! How you doing? It's me, Angus McTech, wishing you to welcome and join us to see us on Hibachi Talk on Think Tech Hawaii. Join my co-hosts, Gordo the Tech Czar and Andrew the Security Guy, every Friday from 1300 to 1345. We look forward to seeing you. We'll talk tech and we'll have some wee bit of fun. And remember, let your wing gang free wherever you be. Aloha!
Bingo, here we are again. Hawaii Energy, Hawaii, the state of clean energy. And you will notice, if you will, that the table has changed. Kate Aurilio is gone. She's actually in the alcove right now. We call it the gallery. And instead, we have Ramsey Brown. Say hi, Ramsey.
Hi, Ramsey.
We have Alan Hahn,
Hi, hi Jay.
and we have Ray Starling, my
Hi.
co-host.
Hi, Jay.
Yeah, he was here in spirit for the last part of the show.
Yes.
Okay, this part of the show is really interesting because I really don't know what you guys are going to do, but I'm enticed by the fact that we're talking about big data. Because the world, I mean, we talk to the university so much. We talk to, you know, SOES, the School of Ocean, Earth Science and Technology, and the Institute of Geophysics, Planetology, and Seymour, Microbial Oceanography, and it's all about big data. Everything in the world is driven by big data. So when you use the term big data, you're telling me that you're out there pushing the envelope in technology. So am I right, Ramsey?
Totally right.
Okay, good.
Spot on.
Tell us. What are you doing?
What are we doing with big data?
Well, Ramsey and Alan are two of our young engineers who have really gotten into this. And actually, since they've come on board, they have really brought us well into the big data arena. And that's where you take a lot of data and have to crunch it and make sense out of it in order to know how we can use that data to make things more efficient, energy efficient. Mm-hmm. And these guys have some slides they want to show you what they're doing and kind of give you an idea of what you can do with big data. And that's lots and lots of data points that have to be massaged and extract the information that you want.
Okay, so we're going to have a slideshow, but before we have that, I'd like to know what are the fields in the data?
So I think big energy data means two things. The first thing is you have more energy sources, data sources, and the second thing is you have more data points. So in the old days, the traditional utility grid is a one-way power flow. You build power plants, you deliver energies to your customers, you charge them 12 times a year. And then, but nowadays with smart grid, the modern grid allows you to communicate to the meter in minutes. So that means the utility can now provide you your energy usage every 15 minutes. And so that allows us to analyze the data and provide more personalized and customized feedback for the customers to make decisions to eventually save energy.
Okay, so you're gathering data from the connection then?
Yes.
Oh, what's an example of a field? I need a field.
You used to be just the energy utility data from Hawaii Electric, right? But now we have all kinds of energy data. We can have the data from real property. We collect data from the renewable energy system like PV or wind or even gas and water data. And we combine everything together and provide things like benchmarking or peer group comparisons. And these feedbacks are personalized, so the customers, they feel like this is something for them to make the decisions.
Well, it's their data.
Yeah, it's their data, right. So, yeah.
Excuse me, but originally it was just a monthly bill from your electric company telling you used X kilowatt hours and it's going to cost you
one field.
Yeah, one field. And so it's just grown like mushrooms out there as to what is available now. And it's grown so much that now it's hard to get it all together and make sense of it. So that's what the big data means, and that's what these guys have been doing.
So let me go further and ask you, now you've got the data, and I mean, most people are going to say, Alan, take my data. Take my data. And by the way, I favor the FBI over Apple also. Mm-hmm. But take my data and use it for what you will, and give me your advice based on your analysis of the data. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that conversation has taken place in some way. Now you're on there taking the data. Where are you going to make the analysis of the data? Does it have to come back to home port here downtown, or can that be done at the residence? What machine do you use to analyze that data?
So this is the things we are doing now is the data visualization. We found this is the most effective way to explain the complex idea or the complex data and simplify the complex data into something easy for customers to understand, and then they can make the right choices. And Ramsey and I, we have prepared some examples of like
Okay, I think
data
we're ready for the
visualization
slides
for the
now.
slides. Yeah, and Ramsey can talk.
Okay, Ramsey, take it. Show us on the slides what's going on here.
Great. So what we're looking at right here is exactly your question of what is big data. And we just split it up into 3 groups. Let's take all this ocean of data and say who's using energy. So about 50% of our HECO Hawaiian Electric energy use goes to the commercial industry, a quarter to the government, and a quarter to residential. So by taking this type of information, applying building analytics such as real estate data, we can measure energy use per square foot, or by building type or industry type such as restaurants and office buildings, and start to really give a segmented view.
That's interesting. Just a comment on the way that chart works. So I don't think people realize that about half of the energy, and thus the data, and thus the possibility of efficiency, is with commercial enterprises. I mean, because we see so much in the paper about residential, we don't realize residential is only 1/4 really of the whole pie.
Right, but you also see from the visualization where the big issues are, so that you can actually deal with them. If you look, the size of the circles tells you which ones are the biggest users within the commercial group.
Yes.
And so you might want to go to some of the big ones to look for, more savings because they're using more.
Because when you drill down on this chart, you can take any of those, what do you call, virtual cables there, and you can identify that.
There you go.
As so, like for example, in the government graphic, one of those big ones might be the state of Hawaii legislature. Might be, and you can find out, and what percentage of the pie within government, is being used by the state legislature. This is getting pretty interesting.
It's very interesting.
Okay, all right,
we
continue.
do this all day.
Continue, good work,
Well, our second slide shows exactly what you and Alan were just discussing. It goes from a monthly view on the left side, where you would get 12 data points a year, and this is what your electric bill currently looks like. And we're transitioning. That was kind of the past, and we still have this currently. We're transitioning to a future where not only a monthly view, but you can get a minutes view. So the graph on the right shows you kind of the change in power you use throughout the day. You can almost think of it as your energy personally as well. You're sleeping at night, so your energy use is low. You wake up, have a cup of coffee, and it spikes, and then you get pretty steady throughout the day. And you have a little more coffee.
You mean I'd be able to see this for my house or my business, just like that, virtual view in blue?
Yes.
Blue view.
Yes. Not today. Today you can call us up, and we're helping residents and businesses start to visualize this sort of data. This comes from what's a smart meter, what's known as a smart meter. There are only 5,000 smart meters out there currently on Oahu. So we're moving toward a future where this type of data is possible, and which will require the type of analytics that Alan and I get to work on.
Okay, but at the end of the road, I get to see what was on that chart just now.
Yes.
And in my house, I get to see it.
And you can watch it real time. So you can go turn on something and then go look at the graph and see what that did to your energy usage, or turn something off.
That'll bring it home as never before. Now, how do I get that on my computer? I got to go to a URL somewhere, and then somebody has it on the web, and has it's my numbers. I can see that.
Yes, and it's not there yet here on Oahu. The folks in Kauai have the smart meters, and I'm not sure exactly how far they can drill into it, but the data is there. And what we're showing you is data that we've gotten from the 5,000 meters that we've got out there right now. But in theory, at some time in the future, everybody should be able to have this, and it will make them much more aware of what they're doing. It's like right now, it'd be like you driving your car with no meters whatsoever, no speedometer, no fuel gauge, no nothing. And you're driving around and you say, well, it's been a while since I've gotten gassed up, so maybe I better go. You don't know. But when you have the meter and the ability to look at the minute by minute data that you will have sometime in the near future, hopefully, then that gives you a lot more control over what what you use and how you use electricity.
Yeah.
That's going to be important because they're going to be placing a different price on energy at different times of the day. So you want to know, how much am I using when the price is really high?
Well, let me suggest also that as this evolves, there'll be a third blue chart. And the third blue chart will multiply the amount that you're using real time times what you're paying for it real time. And that'll make you a little sick in certain parts of the day.
Sure.
But I would want that in I would want not only to see what I'm using, but what it's costing me.
Yeah.
You know, this reminds me of Noah Thompson, the navigator,
Yep.
right? Because he said, you know, you can't get to where you're going unless you know where you are. And that's purely directional. That's purely geographical. But if you take that same concept, you can't get to energy efficiency unless you know how efficient you are right now.
That's true.
And then you can move in that direction. You can do
Exactly.
all the things, not only steer the boat, but all the things you need. Just a
Exactly.
thought. Anyway.
I like that.
Yeah. Here on Think Tech.
Yeah, you heard it here from Jay Fidel.
We got it. Thank you, Jay.
Okay, so is that it? You got more slides? Can we see them?
Sure.
Okay.
We're going to teach you about a load profile. So again, this is how your power changes throughout the day. And what we would call the vertical axis is the power, and the time of day moves across the bottom axis. So maybe one that you're familiar with or not, but we get to explain to you, comes on slide 4. And this is Hawaiian Electric's load profile throughout the day. So this was taken on Monday, and this was the actual power that Hawaiian Electric generated throughout the day, the dark blue line. The orange and the green are renewable. They're PV and wind respectively, but that dark blue line is what Hawaiian Electric had to produce because all of us were using energy. And this is what we would call a load profile.
What's the light blue line? What is that?
In the light blue line, they add back the renewable generation to what they sold to kind of paint a picture of what we're actually using. Because during the middle of the day where they see a dip, we see a rise in the photovoltaic generation.
Yeah.
And that starts to take over.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're the utility, you would, in order to save money for their production, you want to lower your peak. And the peak is over there near the right end around 7 p.m. So the goal is to move some of the equipment that is using energy at that time, shift it toward the solar day around noon, where you see that dip. Ideally, Hawaiian Electric would see more of a smooth curve, not so many peaks and valleys.
What occurs to me looking at this is that it's informational, mostly.
Yeah.
And we're going to look at it, and the question is, what do we do about
What
it
do we
actually
do?
to
That's
achieve
great.
efficiency?
Great.
And again, looking out into the future, and I guess you got to look at it from Hawaiian Electric's point of view, the utility's point of view. There could be something attached to this, a little wire attached to this chart that says, oh, we're in peak time. Okay, we're going to do something. I don't know what it is. We're going to do something to change the way things work. We're going to turn on more LNG if that's what we're doing,
Or now that's the way it used to be. They would put more generation on to follow the load of the customers, the collective customer base. But in the future, we see it turning around where the renewable energy is going to naturally go up and down, and the customers can change their load so that they're following what the renewable energy happens to be doing.
Right.
And so you can set price signals that tell people, okay, now's a good time if you're going to want to save some money, shut off whatever you can, like a refrigerator or an air conditioner, or turn it down or up, as the case may be. And people can control and help the utility to maintain a level load.
You know, Ray, this is really important because this is exactly what I was thinking, that if you have this chart, it's in a bad place, you want to fix it, and you don't necessarily want to generate more electricity or, you know, change the mix. You want to get people to stop using during that peak hour.
Sure.
And so there are two ways to do that: voluntary and involuntary. Now, if I was Big Brother and I was determined to have energy efficiency, when it got to a bad place on the curve, I would turn off their refrigerator myself.
And maybe for a price, a reduction in their bill
I would want to
every
incentivize
month,
them,
they'll allow you to do that.
Yeah.
And in fact, the utility has had some programs, trial programs, where they have turned off water heaters or had the ability to turn off water heaters, and you got a credit on your bill for allowing that to happen. And if somebody turns your water heater off for 20 minutes, you're not going to know it, right? And so there's so many other things that you can do as well.
What's this now?
This is exactly it. So our angle has always been efficiency and conservation. So the green line represents what you could do to lower the home's electric use. And we see that overnight, early in the morning, 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., perhaps they've switched to an energy efficient refrigerator. And so we've dropped what we call the base load. But here we went from an electric water heater that spiked, and through data analytics, we can understand that about a 4 kilowatt spike equates to an electric water heater. We've reduced that using a heat pump water heater. But the heat pump water heater still spikes in that morning time and in the evening time, which is when the sun's not up and we don't have high renewable penetration. So our next task, and actually what Alan and I are working on this program year, is to shift that energy during the day, store it in the tank, and then you'll have it at night. So what we'd like to do is you would have a voluntary shift in your energy load, energy time of use, and yet not have a change to your lifestyle.
Yeah, and maybe you have a flashing light saying, Fidel, you're using too much, you got to shift, or a sign, or maybe my phone beeps, and tells me I'm really out of bounds here. But your point a little while ago, or Ray's point, you can incentivize people to allow the utility or whoever's doing the efficiency modeling on this to come in and make those changes. So you say, we're going to give you a break, it's going to save you X dollars a month, just let us do it, and we do it. And I think that would probably be the best solution. That's better than purely voluntary, because people, they got to be convinced. It's certainly better than totally involuntary, because then this is a free democracy here. We like that. So the one in the middle sounds best. So if I assume that, we're going to close this segment in a minute. I like your thoughts about what we got to do to get there. What we got to do to achieve that, both from an engineering and mechanical point of view and from a community point of view. This is not an easy question.
Yes, I think eventually we'll have to create more and more machine learning algorithms to turn these information to valuable insights for customers automatically and do it faster and more convenient. So what we are doing now, we can call it phase one, is to study how people use their energy, the usage patterns, how a customer can save energy. And the second step, we will have to start creating algorithms to bring this information to every customer. So I think this
and the third step is to actually connect up to their water heater and heat pump. And tell those devices what to do at a given moment.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty exciting. I'm jealous for your jobs. I'm jealous.
Yeah, do you want to have a try? We have a game for you to try.
Yes.
Go
you
for
can
it.
be an energy
It's
engineer.
really fun. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
The game.
So on slide 6 here, we're going to teach you about our load profile. So 3 things. It's about an energy footprint over the course of 24 hours, as you know. We have it color-coded here to show each season. So during the red season, the summer season, this customer used more energy, and during the winter in blue, they used less. And a good indicator of the load profile are the building's operating hours, okay? So now you're going to have to try and identify whose load profile belongs to which building type. So here on slide 7, if I turn my page, we have 3 load profiles and 3 customers.
And the bottom is the day. The hours during the day.
Yeah, okay.
It's like 12 o'clock midnight on the left.
Talk us through what you're thinking.
Oh, okay.
Which one is hotel?
So we have to, this is a short quiz here.
Short quiz.
Yeah.
One's a restaurant, one's a hotel, and one's a gas station. Can you tell which is which?
Okay, B is the restaurant, C is the gas station, and A is the hotel.
Perfect.
All right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
We didn't rehearse this.
That's good.
You can come to our office anytime.
He's a lot smarter than I thought he was.
That's why we have prepared round two for Jay.
I am so smart that we're going to take a break. Thank you very much, you guys. It was great to have you. Alan Ho, Ramsey Brown, and Ray, stay around for the third segment with Howard Wiig. We'll be right back. You'll see.
Aloha, namaskar, and hello. My name is Anu Hittel, and I host the show called Climate Change Beyond Outrage. We go beyond outrage to find solutions to climate problems facing people, nations, and the world. I hope you will join me here every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. We broadcast live from thinktechhawaii.com. Aloha and bye-bye.
Aloha, I'm Keli'i Akina, president of the Grassroot Institute and host on Ehana Kako, a weekly program on the Think Tech Hawaii broadcast network. Ehana Kako means let's work together. Think of the sad alternative, let's not work together. Here in Hawaii, with all of our diversity and the richness of the people, it's important for us to come together around issues on the basis of what's right and what's good and what's going to serve the common good. And that's what we try to do at Ehana Kako. Every week, we interview movers and shakers, people in government, business, and other sectors of society to talk about how to create together a better government, economy, a better world here in Hawaii that can bless the rest of the world. I thank you for your attention to Think Tech Hawaii, and we look forward to seeing you every Monday, 2 to 3 p.m. on the Think Tech Hawaii broadcast network. We're Ehana Kako, and we wish you well. Aloha.
Hi, I'm Ethan Allen, host of Likeable Science on Think Tech Hawaii. Come join us every Friday at 2 p.m. when I interview interesting scientists about what they do, why they do it, and why we should all care about it. It's a lot of fun to see. And you can learn interesting stuff. You'll hear all kinds of fascinating science, and we know you'll have a great time. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.
Aloha, my name is Carl Campagna. I am the host of Think Tech Hawaii's Education Movers, Shakers, and Reformers. You can see our show every Wednesday at noon at 12 p.m. on thinktechhawaii.com, as well as visiting YouTube and finding the link for the show there. The show is also aired on OC16. We look forward to seeing you on the show. We have many wonderful guests, including Joan Husted, Corey Rosenlee, where we talk about the very important issues of education for our keiki. We look forward to seeing you there. Mahalo.
Bingo! We're back. We're here in Hawaii, the state of clean energy, the most important state in the world about clean energy. And Hawaii efficiency, energy efficiency with Hawaii Energy, it's all about that. You guys are doing a great job. You're thinking out of the box. You're doing visionary things. You're connecting it up. I commend you. I admire you, you guys. 2 o'clock in the morning really pays off, yeah. Okay, Howard, you materialized during the break. It's nice to have you here. Now, if you don't know who that is, that's Howard Wiig, DBEDT, and he does codes. He does building codes, and he makes them more efficient. And he has a huge effect on things going forward because codes are changing. When Howard goes to the mainland, participates in these national conferences where they talk about changes in codes. Codes are really critical. And as we saw in that big chart, big buildings, commercial buildings, government buildings, which is what you focus on, among other things, are where the action is. And the codes have a high leverage effect on efficiency in those buildings. So what else is new?
What else is new is the codes cover both commercial and residential. So they cover absolutely every building, and they have what's called a market transformative effect. What the heck is that? When we go to the national level, we don't just have us government types there, we have all the industry types. We have insulation guys, the steel guys, the window guys, the wood guys, and you'd find this hard to believe, but they tend to be conservative about change, whereas us government types tend to be push, 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 push. And of course, the good guys win. We generally get our way after much heated discussion.
You're trying to say the construction guys are the good guys. I think I got it.
And we have had the result in 2 of the code changes. The codes change every 3 years, of improving the efficiency of both commercial buildings and residential homes by 15% per code change. Result?
Well, it wasn't always thus the case, was it?
No, we had
This
to.
is fairly recent, before you got traction on this idea.
We had building codes before, but they had a minimal effect. Now, building technologies are improving almost at, well, not almost, but largely at approximating Moore's Law. And you know all about Moore's Law.
Yes.
One of the founders of Intel watched the computer industry just exploding in growth and said, every 2 years, the capacity and speed of computers will double. And he predicted that back in 1971. And somebody computed that if a 1971 Volkswagen Beetle have improved at the rate of electronics or computers, the car could go 300,000 miles an hour and get 2 million miles per gallon and cost 4 cents.
So I guess the bottom line is that Moore's Law only applies to computers.
Yeah.
But you learned that here on Think Tank.
But the building technologies, both the exterior stuff and the interior stuff, is likewise rapidly improving. And the job of the codes guys like me are to keep track of those improvements and to the maximum extent insert them into the building codes. And as I said, at the national level, all the industry guys are there and they see what's coming down the pike. Us good guys win. They say, okay, we now have to improve our window efficiency to X. And boom, they go back to the factory and say, how do we do this? They do it. We have to improve insulation to X, roofing materials to X. And in getting into the building, we have to improve air conditioning efficiency, furnace efficiency.
They grumble about the cost of these changes?
They try to, but when the rubber meets the road, the genius of capitalism, when they go back to the factory and they start producing these things at mass levels, per unit cost goes down, and boom, they basically haven't increased the cost of a building or a home at all. Once they mass produce these new technologies.
Okay, now apply this to Hawaii. Are we following suit? Are you seeing the kind of progress that you would like to see here in Hawaii?
In theory, no. We still are under this ancient document, and I won't go into the reasons why. It has to do with money, but we're going to leapfrog to this very new document, which is where the homes and buildings are 33% more efficient than in the old document. So you would think that the builders are building still to this old dinosaur, but thanks to Ramsey's detective work, he's been out there on the Ewa Plains where most of the new construction is, and he's finding that even though the code is old, the builders are building pretty dang close to this already. Why? Market transformation.
Let me ask Ramsey about his adventures.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where did you go? What did you see? What did you find?
Well, we had HERS raters, so guys out there in the field doing testing on the homes, over 1,000 homes.
Might define HERS.
Sure. HERS is a home energy rating score.
HERS. HERS.
HERS.
Sounds like an old pronoun I heard once upon a time.
So these home energy raters went to over 1,000 homes, and we paid for them to both test the actual home and then do a computer simulation as if it were to be built to the 2006 ancient document. And we found there were savings as they were already building it. A couple of years later, we were able to look at the actual as lived in energy use using our data analytics and find that the families were saving more than the model had even intended them to save.
Really, that was worth
Yes.
the effort right there
Oh,
to
totally.
find that out. Yeah.
Again, finding out, like you said, where we are to understand where we can go.
Yeah.
And I go right back to market transformation.
Yes.
The builders, the manufacturers know that this is coming down the pike. They switch what they're producing to reflect these needs, and boom, that's what's on the market. It's reasonably priced. The builders say, hey, that's a superior product. Sure, we're going to build
Howard,
with that.
give us an example of a code change so we can, understand how this might affect efficiency.
Okay. Under this dinosaur for residences, there were no lighting requirements. You could do any darn thing you wanted, and that result of that was that most of the homes still had the old incandescents. And as you know, the Latin word for white heat is incandescere. From
At dinner and sometimes breakfast and lunch, my wife and I speak of little else.
Which Senator Willius Sparrow measured.
He was here an hour ago.
Oh,
right here.
I
in the
once
studio.
had.
Sitting in that chair, by the way.
No wonder it feels so good. He's a good guy. So I had him measure with a heat gun the top of a 100-watt incandescent lamp. He came out with 465 degrees.
Wow.
And your daughter will tell you that you bake cookies at 325 degrees.
Well, there it is.
If I had a daughter.
Bake the cookies at home.
Okay. Yeah. So what we have done now with this new code, instead of 0 lighting requirements for residences, 75% of all the lights in the home must be energy efficient, and that is now boiling down to LEDs, which these gentlemen subsidize so that they are very reasonably priced. In fact, we're under mucho LEDs right now, and we feel 0 heat coming out
yes.
because they are so gosh darned efficient.
Yeah.
We measure lighting efficiencies in lumens per watt, which is in miles per gallon. The old incandescents got about 15 lumens per watt. The new larger LEDs that are going to go into streetlights, 130 lumens per watt.
Wow.
They're getting in the factory over 200 lumens per watt. So you go into the home, and now you have, instead of all these mini ovens all over the place, which cause more heat load in the home, you have a bunch of beautiful, beautiful Hawaii Energy subsidized LEDs in there.
So this is, we talked in the last segment about trying to get people to voluntarily or involuntarily, move to efficient conduct. The interesting thing about codes and standards is, with due regard for public input, it becomes the law.
It is the law.
And it's not voluntary on contractors. They have had their day for input, but after that they got to do it.
Yeah.
And if they do it, then you have a meaningful and actually a predictable amount of savings in every building that complies.
Absolutely.
And as Ramsey found, sometimes you get even more than that.
Yeah, again, market transformation. If a builder goes to the building department with his plans and it doesn't conform to the energy code, the plan checker tosses the thing right back at him and says, energy code, go back.
Okay, well, we're almost out of time, so I want to
We're just getting warmed up.
I know that, but don't say warmed up. We don't have anything warm on the studio.
It used to be pretty warm in here when you had your old incandescent bulbs, I'll tell you.
So Ramsey, I'd like to ask you, which part of what Howard said do you agree with?
I don't know that anything he said I disagree with. Not today, anyway.
Okay. Is there any statement you want to make to people out there based on your findings and your adventures on the Great Plain of Western Oahu?
Well, I'd be interested to hear what people are interested in finding out about their own energy use, and we can only go so far. So feel free to email us at hawaiienergy.com or hawaiienergy@leidos.com, and we can go ahead and answer your questions, and feel free to give us some creative ways to help you save energy.
Yeah, you guys are really pulling it together. All the pieces coming together now. It's really fabulous.
Great.
Okay, Howard, what do you want to tell them? What should they understand about this?
Number one, if you're a builder, which most of you are not, this is your new Bible. But what you can do in the meantime is go out and buy subsidized LEDs if you have any incandescence left in there, and take advantage of everything else that is much, much, much more efficient. Refrigerators with all the bells and whistles you have now, they use about 1/3 or even 1/4 as much energy as the clunker refrigerators do that you and I grew up with.
And when
Take
you
advantage of
multiply that savings times a million, for example,
Yep.
it really means something.
Absolutely, and those efficient refrigerators are partially subsidized by these gentlemen
Yeah,
here.
they're great.
Yeah.
Okay, Ray?
I'd like to take credit for that, but yeah, we actually just distribute the money that the ratepayers have paid into
Yeah.
the public benefits fee. And basically, so when someone takes a rebated light bulb or applies for a rebate, it's actually money that they've already put into the program. So they're just taking advantage of the program that's there because of the money that they have put in. So it's really a ratepayer program, and we encourage people to take...
Somebody's got to come up with the ideas at 2 in the morning, Ray.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's Ramsey and Allen.
Want to close? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, we really appreciate all the work that you do, Howard, and your work with us. We really appreciate having someone. I know these younger guys appreciate the gray hairs quite a bit, and we certainly appreciate what you've done for codes and standards here. And you're getting Hawaii out there where it needs to be, and doing good things for us. It makes our job easier. So we appreciate it. And Ramsey and Alan and Kate, thank you for coming over today and joining us. We're going to make these guys professionals here soon with the Jay Show.
The Ray Show.
The
Jay and Ray Show. That's Ray Starling. We're having a wonderful time here on Hawaii, the state of clean energy, with all these nourishing, nutritious people and conversations that demonstrate that Hawaii is becoming a leader, not only in energy, clean energy, but in efficiency as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.